Hey guys, this is KGKProductionz again with another SoulCalibur V character tutorial. And this time I'm going to go back to the Final Fantasy VII series. Last time I showed you how to make Cloud Strife. This time around, I'm going to show you how to make a character from the series that a good number of people used to hate because she used to steal your materia at one part of the game. Her name is Yuffie, the ninja from Wutai. So I'm going to show you how to make Yuffie this time around. Okay, so this is what I have for Yuffie. You know, here's her basic outfit. I looked at her picture, and this is about as close as I can get to making Yuffie. If you have any ideas or any personal thoughts on a way for me to improve Yuffie, or just something that you did, then please let me know in the comment section. Other than that, I'm about to go continue with the video and show you what I did. Maybe you can add on something, or maybe you just want to use her in the rank match. Whatever you do is up to you. I just hope you enjoy the character. So for starters, let's start with the body. She has a normal height set at 3, and her face is set to 11. The hairstyle she has is a short bob cut, and her eyebrows are set to 19. The voice, use upbeat girl, and set the tone to -9.
Okay, let's get this started.
To me, it sounds like Yuffie, or just something that she would say, and sounds a little. It sounds just annoying for Yuffie. So it seems to work, at least in my opinion. Now for the inner details as far as the body goes, here's the specs. Set the hips to 20, and the thighs and calves are both set at -6. Set the stomach to -20, and set the chest to -8. Then set the waist to -20. And the muscle mass, set that at 2. Everything else is left alone. Okay, now that part is done, let's look at her equipment to see what she wears. So for starters, the head equipment. She's wearing the hero's band. The reason why is because even though she is supposed to have on like a headband wrap, I didn't want to use a generic headband because it looks really weird like that. I mean, some people might want to use that instead and color that like black or orange or whatever and do some patterns on it. But at the time, I thought that this would look better. I could probably play around with this some more later on in the future, but I think this works better for Yuffie. For the undergarments, I used the Tiger Lily stockings, and I'll explain why. I mean, you could probably figure that out if you look at some of her pictures, but like her legs had like, you know, fishnets and stuff like that on it. So I used Tiger Lily stockings instead. For her upper body equipment, use the dancer's top. And then for the upper body covering, use the archery breastplate. It's the one with the 3 straps. Now for the lower body equipment, use the hot pants. And for the ankle equipment, use the bandages. For the feet, use the fur boots. And that's Yuffie's equipment. If you want to add or subtract something, you are free to do so. I left the specialized equipment / blank. Also on a side note, the characters I'm showing you up to this point, and most likely in the future, unless I specifically say otherwise, I use no DLC content. So anyone who has any comments about any way to make her better involving DLC content, please stop from saying so, because I'm not even touching the DLC content unless I absolutely, positively 100% need it. This way you do not have to spend your hard-earned money on just a few extra clothes for SoulCalibur V. Okay, now we're going to move on to colors. So for colors, her skin tone, set that to 272. Leave the undergarments at default, but set her hair to like a dark black. 9031 works for her. Her eye colors, I set that to 93729. And yet again, dealing with an anime-ish character. She's not an anime character, but you know, the RPGs back then, just the way that they look like, if you do drawing renderings, they look like anime characters. So I made her pupils, you know, like around everything around her eyes, made that white, like a real bright white. Okay, now that that's done, let's get to her equipment color. So for the headband, for the hero's band, set the first color to medium gray. 1011 seems to work here. The second color, I set that to the second and third colors, apologize, are both set to a dark black. So 9031. You know, this way, you know, you don't really focus too much on the encrusted jewels on the headband. Now for the undergarments, this is getting towards the Tiger Lily stockings. I actually threw a pattern on them. For the first color palette, I used basic 10, and then on the first 3 color palettes inside that pattern, I used 614. And on the last color, I used a straight solid black of 0031. This way, I give it the illusion of it, you know, looking like fishnets. Now, for the size, I sized down the pattern, you know, to a small size. You could bring it down more if you want. That's, yet again, that's up to you. You don't necessarily have to do that. Okay, for the second color. Set the second color to 939. Now for the upper body equipment color. The first color set to orange. 9616 works here. Where the second color, which is basically what's on her arms, set it to a light orange color. 979 seems to work here as well. Okay, now for the breastplate. The first 2 colors set to like a dark green. I used 92025, and then the third color, the last color, set to like, you know, a goldish yellowish color for her buttons. I used 9109. You can use other colors for this one. This is really not that big of a deal for this color. Alright, for the hot pants, basically her shorts, set that to 986 for both colors. That's all you gotta do. Now for the socks, just set that to white. And the feet equipment, you know, the fur boots, I use a pattern on the boots as well. Use basic 3. The first color I set to just solid black, and the last color I set to solid white. That's all you have to do for that. And then play with the pattern sizes, you know. That's pretty much what you have to do for this one. You know, and that'll work for the most part for the boots. Alright. That's basically what you gotta do for her colors. If I'm mistaken, there's only 2 patterns for her. And these 2 I think are really important, yet at the same time not hard to do. She has pockets on her pants. That makes it look like it's not hot pants. It makes it look like they're shorts. You know, like just denim shorts or like khaki shorts or something. You know, so what I did was I used motif 59 and I put both of them on, like, you know, respectively away from each other. One's on the left, one's on the right. The first color I set to 986, and the second one I set to 91120. Now, the size for the 2 are exactly the same. Just place them between the 2 lines you see. The second line away from the top of her, you know, shorts, and the line that's, you know, away from the bottom of her shorts. You know, right in between those 2 lines there. And just set, you know, that motif between those 2 to make it look like his pockets. You know, if anyone has a better idea on doing that, you can let me know yet again in the comments section. Also, make sure you angle it right. If you don't angle it, then it looks weird. So try to angle it as best as you can. You know, and if you do that, then it looks like his pockets. Okay, so that's pretty much Yuffie. The last thing that's gotta do is do the color of her weapon and do her weapon trail. I use pink. I think pink worked, like, it worked fine for me. So that's it again. If you have any ideas for that kind of stuff, just say so. You know, let the world know what you think. Now, if you want to see how it is using her, I'll put her on mock battle, so that way people can understand how it is when you actually do her moves and how she sounds. I think Natsu style fits perfectly in for her. I don't see her using anyone else's style. I think it has to be Natsu's. Okay, so that's it for how to make Yuffie. Any other requests for characters, please let me know as a personal message or in the comment section, and I will try to get that character done. I'm back from my 2-month leave, and I'm ready to make more characters for your viewing pleasures. Until then, this is KGKProductionz with another SoulCalibur V tutorial, and I'll see you later, alright? Everyone, take care and good gaming.